what's going on, you guys? It's your boy, the FOOTI to the Big E, once again with another video. And this one is about Manchester United disappoint in Europe again. So the game against Feyenoord has just finished in the Europa League. Obviously, I know one thing is that the Europa League is not a priority for Manchester United. So let's just get this out of the way straight away. But the performance today was absolutely dreadful. It was bad, people. I mean, I thought the one at the weekend against Man City was bad. I gave Man United the benefit of the doubt because in the second half I thought they were the better team. I just felt that they started off really slow against Man City. But this game started to show the old cracks that have been covered up by Pogba, Zlatan and Mkhitaryan and everyone else that came in, and Jose coming in and getting Man United fans pumped again. But the old cracks in this game for me really started to show. So obviously anyone who's just watched it, Man United lost 1-0 to Feyenoord away. That is Manchester United's 6th game in a row that they've travelled in Europe and not won a game. But when I mean the old cracks are starting to show, is the build-up play and everything it wasn't good, people. Now, one thing about me, I'm honest. I'm brutally honest, and I hope that's what you guys like about my videos. And it just wasn't good enough. The old cracks were starting to show again. The Man United pace going forward was ridiculously slow, and this is my main problem about the Man United team. There is no pace going forward no more. The years have gone where we've got pacey wingers, and I think that is what is missing from this Manchester United team. When Man United used to have people like Giggs and Kanchelskis, you know, people like that. Even Beckham wasn't the fastest winger, but he could knock a ball past someone, have a burst of pace, and his delivery made it that he didn't need to go on a blistering, weaving run in and out, you know. But we miss someone like a Giggs, someone like a Kanchelskis, someone like a Ronaldo. All the things that we used to have, like if you go back a couple of seasons ago to when we last won the Champions League, and we had that really good run of a couple of years. We had pace in the team. We had Rooney, who was blistering quick, along with Ronaldo, along with Tevez, all running at you at a rate of knots. And then behind that you had midfielders like Scholes and Carrick picking up the pieces. And we had Nani as well. Nani used to run at people as well. I know Nani was hit and miss, but he used to take people on and he had a bit of pace about him. But you look at this Man United team now, and that's what's really lacking. If I could open the transfer window now and go out and buy some players, I would go straight after wingers. And this is why I was surprised when Man United stopped spending after they bought Mkhitaryan, Zlatan, Pogba and Eric Bailly in, because I felt that wasn't enough. Me personally, I would love to see someone like a Royce come in down the left, because people like Martial and Rashford, they're not wingers. And putting Mata out on the left hand side, Mata hasn't got no pace. I like Juan Mata, right? Like a lot of you Man United fans probably do as well, but Mata's not a winger. Mata's not going to take people on. If you break away on a counter-attack, Mata's not going to go bombing down the pitch at 100 miles an hour. That's what Man United are lacking. Man United are missing someone like that quality, like a Rice on the left, or even a Bowell on the right, or you know what I mean, so they can attack with pace. Because it's bad enough that like Zlatan's not the fastest in the world, you know, so he's gonna kind of like he's like an I can't say up to date, but he's a hard, more working in version of Berbatov. You know, the way Berbatov used to swagger around the pitch at 2 miles an hour, but he'd still pop up with a goal. But at least Zlatan puts himself about a bit and does a bit of work, you know. But Berbatov had players around him that were quick, like a Nani, like a Giggs, you know what I mean, all around him. And this is what Man United is lacking. Their pace is ridiculous. There's nothing to give them options no more. Like if they break away, they go forward and then they have to go back because no one can get forward and you know join the attack and go on the counter with them. And I feel this is where we're really lacking. We need to go get in a transfer window in the summer, because Man United traditionally don't buy in the winter transfer window, so we can kind of non and void that. I don't think we'll bring anyone in January, but we need world class wingers, 2 left and a right with a bit of pace to bomb forward. This is what Man United is missing, and the cracks are really starting to show. Like and towards the end, 20 minutes, we're playing long balls up to Zlatan and Smalling, who's standing in the middle. And there was poor Memphis Depay, who's like 5'0", getting barged out by 3 defenders around him, and he's trying to win balls in the air as well because we're humping it up in the air. That's not the United way. That was desperation, Manchester United. That was Man United not wanting to lose another 2 games in a row like last season or the season before that. It just wasn't good enough, and I don't understand where this thing is. Man United travelling away in Europe and they can't get the job done, you know. I know the Europa League is not the ideal thing to be in. I know Jose doesn't want to be in it. Most Man United fans don't want to be in it, you know. It can hamper our season in the Premier League. That is the number 1 priority, is the Premier League and qualifying for the Champions League. But you have to treat the Europa League with some respect. And you don't really want to play a crappy squad, but what are you going to do? I mean, are we going to play our full strength squad so we don't get embarrassed like we just did? It wasn't that much of a lower grade Man United starting 11, to be honest. Pogba was still in there, and players like that. It's just not good enough. I mean, I know Europa League doesn't mean much to Man United. It doesn't. But we can't be being beaten like that by Feyenoord. I know Feyenoord on a great run of form at the minute, but it's not going to do Man United's confidence any good going forward. After this, like, you know, Watford at the weekend, and they'll be very nervy, a bit like they were last year when LVG was in charge. They were nervy because they were on a continuous run of bad games, and they knew the Man United fans would get on their back. But I just don't know anymore. Man United's lacking something. You've seen it in the last 2 games. They were caught napping again. All right, fair enough. The final goal should not have stood. The ball, when it got played through out on the right-hand side, the player was offside. So he shouldn't have stood. Right? I don't know how the linesman missed it. But the defence was at 7 and 8, so all over the place again. And they were like that on Sunday against Man City, or Saturday rather, midday against Man City. They were like that again. But I put that down to, it was, you know, momentum was broken because of the international break, and a lot of the players have been around the world. And the second half we were a lot better, and it just took us a while getting the game. But there is cracks really starting to show in this Man United team. Like if you look at Man City in a minute, they've got pace going forward. They can counter you and break away. I don't think we're in a state where we can do that anymore. So I don't know what you guys think. My thing is we need more pace in the side. We need wide players that will stick to the bylines, take on players, bomb away on the counter break. That is, I feel, what used to be the Man United way as well. And that is what we're really, really lacking. So I'm just signing off with this another video. I'm bitterly disappointed, even though it doesn't mean a lot. I mean, I know, as I said, it's not the Champions League, but you don't want this, like, stigmatization of low confidence to start creeping into the side again when the side were actually walking around before the international break with a bit of swagger, a bit of togetherness, a bit of confidence again after the LVG range. So we don't want that happening. But I'm honest, people, I feel that the cracks in the last 2 games really started to show a bit, and it is very, very too slow build-up football for Man United, and then they just resorted to hump out the field. But it's a bitterly disappointing day for Man United in Europe anyway. 6 games with no wins away from Europe is not good. You're not going to qualify in the Champions League or Europa League playing like that, and that's why we did have the poor Champions League run last season, and then the poor Europa League run when we got put in that. So pace is the key, people, and I think that's where we need to strengthen if we're going to strengthen in the summer. But this was just my bit of a grumble. I felt sorry for Rashford. Rashford was very isolated at times. He couldn't really do much today. Martial, I don't know what's going on with Martial. Martial does not look anything like the player he did last season. So hopefully they can get over this and go into the league game on Sunday and rebuild and get a win against Watford, get that kind of momentum going again. And yeah, and we can try and move on to bigger and better things. So I felt before the international break we were doing all right, but the last 2 games, they're starting to see a little bit of crack showing again, and I'm a bit, I'm not even going to lie, people, I'm a bit worried about it. But this was your boy FOOTI to the big E, signing off again with another video. Remember to like, share, subscribe, leave your comments below on what you guys thought the last 2 performances, and yeah, I'll see you on the flip side of another video soon. Bless and peace, people.